Let's get started. People are joining, but still we can get started because this resource will take a lot of time to get deployed. And I would request you guys to please wait for 10-15 minutes today. If this is not finished in the same session, we may have to extend for 10-15 minutes because it becomes very difficult to repeat the whole session in next week, and you guys will forget few things by that time. Right? So let's finish them today itself. So let's quickly get started. Deployment of VNet gateway. Okay, like we did in Bastion, what we can do, we can have a subnet called gateway subnet, and then deploy the virtual network gateway, or you start deploying virtual network gateway and it will create gateway subnet automatically. This is the one I preferred, and I will urge you to use because there are less chances of error. Okay, so where will we create this virtual network gateway? Let's get started quickly. Mustaqim, you have to follow the same thing. The only difference is you will follow your own region, wherever you have kept your machine, wherever your virtual network is.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, it is.
So my virtual machine, this one, this is in this is in Central India. Okay, virtual network. ये वाला मेरा virtual network है. Though I do not have multiple, won't be much confusion. Central India, that's where my virtual network is. Tsoft VM001, that's my virtual network's name. Where my virtual machine is residing, that is the name of the subnet. It's Tsoft subnet 1. Okay, now look at this, guys. Gateway subnet. It's a normal subnet I can create from here, or I can create a gateway subnet. It's up to me. I can do it from here, then deploy virtual network gateway, or I can start deploying virtual network gateway and अपने आप ही उसमें ये बन जाएगा आपका ये जो है सबनेट गेटवे अपने आप बन जाएगा. So what are we looking for? Virtual network gateways. You type VNet gateway, you type virtual network gateway. We are not talking about NAT gateways, guys. Okay, we are not talking about NAT gateways. Do not get confused. We are not talking about local gateways as of now, though this is also one of the requirements. If you check here, local network gateway, ये भी लगने वाला है हमको. But as of now, what are we focusing on? One by one. VNet we created, virtual machine we created for our own purposes. Second component, VNet gateway, we are preparing it, but to create VNet gateway we need gateway subnet. So either we can create it first and go for VNet gateway, or we create VNet gateway, and while creating virtual network gateway you will get an option to create your gateway subnet. So this is the subscription I am dealing with. I have to give a name, so I'm going to give name Tsoft virtual network gateway. This is the name I'm giving you. You use your naming convention. Express route, we are not going to do it, but I will explain it to you. So if this is left, it's okay. Theory part of express route I can cover in next one also, but you have to complete this practical. If I take Australia Central or any other region from Central India, will it be helpful for me?
No,
Why not?
because we have created virtual network in India.
Yes, my virtual network is in Central India. My machines are in Central India, so I have to take Central India. What you want to take, it's up to you. It can be same region, it can be different region, doesn't matter at all. Because you can be AWS, you can be on-prem, you can be GCP. This is a coincidence. You are also Azure, but it doesn't matter whichever region you want to take. Okay. SKU, it's a different study we have here, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna share those details with you as of now. But let's continue. Let's take this one, VPN gateway 2, and it should be same on both of them. So you also take VPN gateway 2 and generation 2. The difference and details I will explain to you जब ये बन रहा होगा ना 20 मिनट हो गए तब हम लोग इसको फिर से आके एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. Are you clear, Mustaqim, till here?
Yes, yes, right.
What about others, guys? Are you clear?
Yes.
Where are we? We are deploying our virtual network gateway. Second requirement. 5 requirements we have mentioned. VNet is done. वर्चुअल मशीन अपने ओन पर्पस के लिए हमने बनाई है. आई एम डिप्लॉइंग VNet gateway. To deploy VNet gateway subnet is needed. Let's see if we get that. Now what does it say? Virtual network. Do I want to create a new virtual network? No. Why? Because I already have a virtual network जिसके ऊपर मैंने ये बना रखा है, अपनी मशीन वगैरह सब कुछ है. Which is that? That is Tsoft. Now gateway subnet. If I already had a gateway subnet, यहाँ पर इसी तरह से drop down दिखता और मैं उसको select कर लेता. But if I do not have a gateway subnet, what does it say? Gateway subnet address range. I mean, I just have to give them a range and they will create the gateway subnet. इसका भी कुछ ना कुछ एक limitation होता है कि you cannot create with 30. Look at this. You cannot create with 30. You cannot create it with 28. You cannot create it with 29. It says must be 27 or larger. तो साइडर ब्लॉक मिनिमम 27 तो होना ही चाहिए ताकि उसको 32 IP एड्रेसेस मिले. What is the next requirement, guys? The next requirement here is public IP. ये लगने वाला है थर्ड वाला. We'll come to that, but public IP. So let's create a public IP. Do I have a public IP already? No, I don't have. I want to create a public IP. किसके लिए हम public IP बना रहे हैं ये? If we go back to my video diagram, I can share this one also with you if you guys want. Look at this. किस resource के लिए मैं public IP ये कर रहा हूँ?
Virtual network gateway.
Yes, and this is the one I am deploying. तो यहाँ पर मैं VNet के लिए एक मुझको पब्लिक आईपी चाहिए, मेरे वर्चुअल नेटवर्क गेटवे के लिए एक पब्लिक आईपी चाहिए. Tsoft VNet जो है मेरा इसके लिए. So for this one I am deploying a public IP. So I will name that public IP. Maybe this is the must be a number or letter. What is it? I think a space. Yeah, here एक space था यहाँ पर. Enable active वगैरह पे हम नहीं कर रहे. Let's stick to disable. Border gateway protocol BGP purely networking का topic है. You don't need to know it. You just have to focus still here यहाँ पर, और इनके जो differences है we'll see that once. Click on next. Click on next. एक बार ये फिर से दिख गया. Click on create. Make sure you use VPN gateway 2 and generation 2. Mustaqim.
Yes, yes, well.
Okay, now this is being deployed, guys. Meanwhile, let me open another thing and I'll explain these things to you. दिख रहा है यहाँ पर ऐसा बन रहा है, but trust me, it will minimum take 20 to 25 minutes. And this is also one of the costliest resource. इसको भी testing होते ही delete कर देना है आप लोगों ने. While this is being created, let me explain those options to you. If I go to virtual network gateway, I do not have as of now anyone. If I want to create one, I click here. I select the subscription. I give any name. Here it's anything is fine. Now VPN express route की details मैं समझाता हूँ बाद में. Let's focus on VPN. VPN में इसमें क्या differences है? So that you can check from here. It is nothing. It is as good as that you're purchasing a car and there are features and etc. variant model. वो सब है, कौन सा वाला आपको लेना चाहिए, कौन सा नहीं लेना चाहिए. So look at this. If you go with generation 1 VPN 1 gateway 1, what will you get? कितने इसको आप कनेक्ट कर सकते हो? What is the connection status? स्पीड कितनी मिलेगी? थ्रूपुट कितना मिलेगा? BGP गेटवे प्रोटोकॉल सपोर्ट कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है? जोन रिडंडेंसी सपोर्ट कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है? If you take generation 1 VPN 1, generation 1 VPN gateway 2, whatever you do, difference आपको यहाँ पर मिल जाएगा. If you are interested, read it from here. Otherwise, no one is going to ask you that. Even if they're asking, they don't expect you to read this, but they expect you to know कि इस तरह से different होता है और क्या क्या टाइप का different होगा. You can simply tell them, yes, we do get that box or we do get that table. I go there and I check and I cross verify with the client's requirement. ऐसे सब आपको करना नहीं पड़ता है कुछ भी. ठीक है. Let's say someone is saying my requirement is 1 Gbps. ये जो दो नेटवर्क बन रहे हैं इसके बीच की स्पीड जो है 1 Gbps के होनी चाहिए. Can I suggest him this one, generation 1 and basic?
No.
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 I will require minimum ये वाला. बट इसके साथ अगर उसने कोई और कंडीशन दे रखी है कि यार ये जो है मेरा this one, let's say tunneling 100 होना चाहिए, तो maybe I'll have to come here, generation 2. ना ये क्या है इतने डिटेल में आपको जानने की जरूरत नहीं, डोंट वरी कि बीजीपी एग्जैक्टली क्या है। यू शुड नो कि किसी में बीजीपी बॉर्डर गेटवे प्रोटोकॉल सपोर्ट करता है, किसी में नहीं करता है, किसी में थ्रू आउट 100 Mbps का है, किसी में 1 GB का है, किसमें क्या है एग्जैक्टली ये भी आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग यू टू रिमेंबर इट, एंड नो वन डज दैट, but you should know that there is a place you can go and check. When you click here, you can click on run and you can check. Okay, so we will stick to this one. Let's say we have taken this one, virtual network. I have just explained जो भी virtual network से आपको इसको attach करना है, you do that virtual network, वो आप यहाँ पर ये करते हो. In case if I do not have any virtual network, maybe I will create one. Public IP, इसी के लिए public IP we have discussed already. Okay, and then just create it. So is this clear, guys? Generation 1, generation 2 में क्या difference है? Again, you can come here, click here, learn more, and it will give you a list of generation 1 and generation 2. ये बता देगा कि generation 1 में क्या support कर रहा है, कहाँ पर क्या है, maybe somewhere here you will have. But you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to remember it. ये सब कुछ नहीं करना आप लोगों को. But you should know that while creating there is an option, यहाँ से आप जाके देख सकते हो. If client is asking के छोटा सा एक demo चाहिए कि why should I take this, why should I take that, आप यहाँ से जाके information gather कर सकते हो. Is it clear to everyone, guys? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about express route. Express route क्या है? Express route बहुत ही ज्यादा specific चीज है. VPN gets applied everywhere. ये आपका VPN हुआ. VPN कहाँ पर होगा? VPN आपका होगा अगर आप Azure to Azure कर रहे हो तो भी two different tenants. Azure to AWS is still fine. Azure to GCP is still fine. Azure to on-prem still fine. But if you want very dedicated and strong and hard with a very good speed, then you do have an option called express route. ये applicable होगा only in one case, which is Azure to on-prem, जहां VPN भी applicable होता है. Okay, you can connect your on-prem with Azure using VPN also, but this is very dedicated line. I'll explain it to you how it works quickly, right? But इसका practical वगैरह हम कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. So how does it work? It is time consuming, it is a cost, it is very resource hungry thing. इसमें cost भी बहुत लगता है, इसमें efforts भी बहुत लगते हैं, engineers भी बहुत लगते हैं. But how does it work? I'll tell you. VPN में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? Over the internet दो चीजों को connect कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, इस प्राइवेट नेटवर्क को Tsoft के प्राइवेट नेटवर्क, and we are connecting Tsoft प्राइवेट नेटवर्क and UT-Kloud's प्राइवेट नेटवर्क. How are we doing it? We are doing it over the internet. How are we doing it over the internet? Using VPN. Similarly, जैसे आपका router आपका private IP को public में change करता है, then send it to Google etc. That is a direct private public IP. But here it is sending from one private range to another private range, and it is being used as VPN. और ये आपके router का जैसा काम कर रहा है. If you want to know this, this is working as your router. ये जितने भी request है आपकी इसके through होकर जाने वाली है. And then it is using its own public IP यहाँ से यहाँ पर connect करने के लिए. Is this clear, guys? Still here? Okay. Now express route. So I was talking about express route. How it works? Express route, it's applicable only in one category where you want to connect your uh, Azure data center or your virtual network to one of your on-prem data center. Now let's say that I have my data center in Pune or Mumbai and I want to connect it with Azure because मेरे पास 10,000 15,000 machines है और मुझको speedy way में उनको migrate करना है. I cannot rely on VPN, थोड़ा सा slow होगा, though it is secure but still ultimately it is on internet. I do not want that. VNet to VNet pairing हम जब कर रहे थे, your request or your data was not leaving the Azure network. It wasn't leaving Azure network at all. हमेशा Azure के network पे ही था वो सारा data. The moment you say VPN, it is going via internet network, guys. इंटरनेट नेटवर्क से जा रहा है और इंटरनेट नेटवर्क से अगर जा रहा है मतलब थोड़ा सा स्लो हो जाता है. सो क्लाइंट सेज मेरे पास बहुत ही एक्सट्रीम लेवल का सर्वर है, आई डू नॉट वांट एनी स्लोनेस, नथिंग. व्हाट सॉल्यूशन डू यू हैव? सो वी हैव Azure Express route. हाउ डज इट वर्क? लेट्स से इफ माय डेटा सेंटर इज हियर, डेटा सेंटर इज इन मेरा रीजन, मैंने ये सिलेक्ट कर रखा है जहां पर मैक्सिमम मशीन्स मुझको माइग्रेट करने हैं, एंड एक्चुअल में मेरा डेटा सेंटर है यहाँ पर कहीं पर. इफ इट इज इन पुणे सेम सिटी, वेल एंड गुड. लेट्स से मेरा डेटा सेंटर है यहाँ पर, दिस इज समवेयर इन हरियाणा, दिस पार्ट, और दिल्ली यहाँ पर है. अब दिल्ली में तो डायरेक्टली मेरे पास कोई डेटा सेंटर है नहीं, right? And when I say Azure Express Route क्या करता है, डेडिकेटेड लाइन देता है आपको एक। तो हरियाणा से पुणे तक तो आप डेडिकेटेड लाइन लेकर आ नहीं रहे हो, देन व्हाट डू यू डू, यू कंसल्ट अ टेलीफोन वाला जो आईएसपी प्रोवाइडर होता है ना आपका, टेलीकॉम कंपनी, उनके केबल्स ऑलरेडी बिछे हैं एंड दे विल गिव यू देयर केबल ऑन रेंट, कि ठीक है हमारी लाइन तो ऑलरेडी बिछी है हर सिटी में, यू टेक दिस, इतना इतना बैंडविड्थ आप ले लो और मंथली इतना हमको पे किया करो। दैट इज हाउ इट वर्क्स। बट इज इट पॉसिबल और इज इट फिजिबल कि हर बार यहाँ से मुंबई और यहाँ तक लाइन ली जाए? आई मीन टेलीकॉम इंडस्ट्री की ऑलरेडी लाइन होगी, टाटा वगैरह की और जियो की लाइंस ऑलरेडी बिछी हुई है, बट दैट इज कॉस्टली। सो व्हाट Azure हैज डन, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दीज डेटा सेंटर, Azure ने अपने ये भी बना रखे हैं, पॉइंट ऑफ प्रेजेंस दे कॉल इट, और थोड़ा बहुत कुछ नाम अलग होगा तो पता नहीं, लेट्स चेक दीज ब्लू डॉट्स, कैन यू से these are point of presence or POP, a point of presence, I think. So look at this. If I am in Delhi, is there a data center? Is there a region in Delhi? My physical data center is in Delhi. Okay, now I want to migrate 15,000 servers, so I want some dedicated line. I'm approaching Express route. But do they have a data center? Does Azure has a data center in Delhi?
No.
No. But I do not have to go and do that cabling or utilize the cabling which is already done from Delhi to Pune. No, I don't have to do that. What they will do, they will just arrange the cable from here till here, अगर ये दिल्ली वाला है तो यहाँ से, and इसके बाद इससे यहाँ से connectivity जो है ना ये already Azure ने कर रखी है. If Azure is saying it is a point of presence, which means इस point of presence की connectivity इनके data center के साथ already है, and if you can see this in silver lines, can you see all the silver lines? Yes guys?
Yes.
It is
Yes.
representing Azure का अपना internal connectivity, backbone connectivity. But yes, if your data center is somewhere here, तो यहाँ से यहाँ data center ये data travel करवाने का काम है आपका telecom का. You will use a dedicated line and उसके बाद Azure से आप connect हो गए. So this is your express route, but this requires a lot of configuration, a lot of things, details, engineering team meeting, your telecom ISP provider team, designing, architect, etc. एंड उसके बाद वो पोर्टल पे होता है. इट इज टाइम कंज्यूमिंग एफर्ट, 3 से 4 महीने लग जाते हैं. कोई लाइन में इशू है, मे बी कनेक्टिविटी इज नॉट देयर, स्कोप इज नॉट देयर, बहुत सारी चीजें होती है. प्लान कौन सा लेना है, आर दे गिविंग सम डिस्काउंट वगैरह, बहुत सारी चीजें होती है. सो इट इज अ टाइम कंज्यूमिंग टास्क, और लैब में वो बिल्कुल हो ही नहीं सकता है. बट दिस इज हाउ द एक्सप्रेस राउट इज इट क्लियर गाइज टू एवरीवन?
Yes.
ओके, सो वी डिस्कस टिल हियर गेटवे सबनेट वगैरह ये हमने डिस्कस कर लिया. You need a special subnet called gateway subnet. Only they can create a virtual network gateway. Without this, you cannot create. You should remember one thing: in VNet, you should have sufficient IP range available for gateway subnet. I already explained it to you. Uh, Here the connection will happen over the public network. I already explained ये public network पे हो रहा है. Over the internet, we are setting up VPN connection using IPsec tunnel. So यहाँ पर if you see हमारा एक requirement था. ओके, इट्स नॉट रिटन हियर. ये कनेक्शन, हाँ, ये कनेक्शन का ही मतलब होता है आपका IPsec टनल. दिस इज द वन, VPN कनेक्टिविटी आपको ये एक करनी है. एंड वी आर येट टू डिस्कस वन मोर कंपोनेंट व्हिच इज लोकल गेटवे. ये कहाँ पिक्चर में आता है, आई एक्सप्लेन इट टू यू. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, इफ यू रीड फॉर एन्क्रिप्शन, ठीक है, दिस वी विल यूज. Steps I have mentioned here guys, if you get confused, go through this, follow this, go to VNet 1, create a gateway subnet, create a gateway subnet for VNet, select that, select VPN gateway 2 generation 2, configure, I add IP address, add active. Don't do this, don't do active, okay, ignore this one. Add disable active. I'm okay with it, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Now if it doesn't work, we'll try with active also. Same thing, you'll have to go and get VNet 2. Once that is done, then we will start the configuration of these two VPN gateways, and this has to be done at the both ends, not like VNet pairing. VNet pairing में आपने यहाँ से कर दिया उधर हो गया. That's not the way it is going to work. So you'll have to do the configuration at this level also, and you'll have to do configuration at this level also. Let me see if it is deployed yet. What about yours, Mustaqim?
Still in progress.
Okay, so guys, it is still in progress. Now let me explain it to you what is going to happen next. Next is I am planning to connect, I intend to connect this virtual network gateway to this virtual network gateway. This is what we have to do. This is what we have to achieve. But to achieve that, we require one more component, which is called local network gateway. This is virtual network gateway. This is local network gateway. Local network gateway, it is nothing, guys, but it is just a local representation of the virtual network gateway of other subscription or other tenant or other cloud, kahin se bhi aa raha hai uska subscription hoga. So the IP which I have used here on my virtual network gateway, I will share it with Mustaqim, and Mustaqim will put this IP address, jo mera IP address hai, Mustaqim will use it here. Mustaqim is going to use my IP here, and I will be using Mustaqim's IP here. This is local network gateway. And we also have to share our address spaces. This one. Where to put this information? I'm going to show it to you. Is this clear, guys? Till here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we're still waiting for this to get deployed. So this is how it's going to work. And now once these are connected, hopefully it should start pinging each other. We have to create a connection for this. And while doing the connection, it will ask for one passcode. Let's say if I'm doing it at my end first, then I will generate the passcode and I'll give the same passcode to Mustaqim and he will follow the same process. And then then the machines will be able to talk to each other. What else do we have here? Few things which I have to explain it to you guys, like VPN type, but I will do it once we have it ready, because I don't think so we can see it here. Okay, it will come up only once it is created. So we have to just discuss a route based. This comes as a question. Most of the time this will definitely come as a question. Even if you don't understand anything, that's okay, just mug up this answer. That what is the difference between route based configuration and your policy based configuration in VPN gateway? Policy based and route based. So this is the difference. इसको पक्का याद कर लो guys. Then I think yeah, that's all. Once we do that, and we'll check whether our networks are talking to each other, and that should be it. I just have to show you local network gateway. But local network gateway, again, same thing. I can create it now and then utilize it to one of the virtual networks, but it's or to virtual network gateway. But it's better that I create it while creating a connection. It's always recommended, guys, create those resources in automatic mode. बहुत ही कम ये होने के chances होता है gap or errors. Otherwise, what will happen? I wanted you to create something here, you created there. That might happen. So it's always better to utilize or leverage the automation functions which Azure is sharing. So while this is being deployed, guys, do you have any questions?
Could you please explain local network gateway?
Sorry.
Local network gateway.
Yes.
I don't understand.
This one, the green one. Okay, by the way, these icons, guys, these are
Yes.
not random icons. These are exactly icons which I have taken from Azure Stencil in Vigio. So these are the exact icons. Okay, local gateway. When you want to connect, if you want to connect from here to here, right? So these two, this is not VNet pairing, जो immediately पता चल जाएगा कि यहाँ से यहाँ जाना है. VNet pairing, it's in Azure, so it knows. Now, while setting up the connection, you will have to give some details to this virtual network gateway. That whom do you want to connect? So that time you will put this information. ये जिस virtual network gateway से आपको connect करना है, इसकी information आप लोग इसमें insert करोगे and vice versa. Then this subnet person or this VNet person will input this information कि इस virtual network का IP ये है, I got this information. इस virtual network का IP ये है, virtual network gateway का IP ये है, I got the information. Is it
So
clear?
that information,
Yes.
so that information will be adding to local network gateway.
Right. If you are doing it with people who are as your vendor working with AWS or again Azure or a GCP, you guys will have initial emails, you guys will have tickets, a team channel. There you will start pinging each other, checking with each other, come on a call, and then you will share this information. So from where you are gonna get this public IP? Can you create this public IP being a T-Soft? Can I assume or create a public IP for UT-Kloud?
No.
No. So I'll have to get in touch with Mustaqim, set up a call, and then ask for public IP, and then use that public IP on my local network gateway. It is representing his network into mine.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see that once we come on portal, we'll see that.
What is 192.168.0/22?
Sorry, where? This one?
Yeah, no. In local gateway 192.168.0/22.
Oh, this one. Okay, got it. This is the address space of the virtual network where this virtual network gateway is hosted. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
ये जो वर्चुअल नेटवर्क गेटवे मैंने बनाया है किसी वीनेट पे बनाया है, राइट? Can I
Yes.
create a virtual network
Yes.
gateway without any VNet? It's on gateway subnet,
No.
but again, ultimately it is a part of a VNet, right? Which VNet?
Yes.
T-Soft Info Solution VNet.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it, guys?
Yes.
So उसका जो address range है ना, that is being deployed here. I did not explain it because you'll understand it well when we go to portal. My resource is ready. What about you, Mustaqim?
No, it's still in progress. I just refreshed it.
Mhm.
Still showing deployment is in progress.
No worries. Meanwhile, I can go here and start giving you some information. You will have to do the same things there. Okay. So here I am on
Okay.
my virtual network gateway, right? Now I want to connect two things. So I'm talking about connection. Do I see any connection? No. Click on add. What kind of connection are we talking about? We are talking about a VPN connection. So first let's select, is it a VNet to VNet or is it site to site? This is site to site. VNet to VNet कब आएगा? When I have two VNets in my same tenant. Tab. Other than that, anything will come site to site, and express route, you guys know, when you specifically want that from your data center, everything should go to your cloud. Okay. Otherwise, site to site and VNet to VNet. VNet is not our requirement as of now, so we'll go with site to site. What am I creating, guys, by the way? The fifth component, connection. Look at this. I'm creating a connection. Sorry, guys. Get stuck somewhere.
So this will be done on both the ends.
Yes, yes. And again, if someone is doing it on AWS, GCP, on-prem, they will know their process. They're not going to ask you. You don't even have to know that. कि यार हमारे पास तो ऐसा कोई option नहीं है. What should we do? You don't have to worry about it. You just have to give your information to them. This is what I did. Fetch the information and set it up. Let me know, Mustaqim, once your is ready. So we'll select site to site. We'll select VPN, not express route. I'm going to give the same region and create it. Now, virtual network gateway. Okay, whose virtual network gateway I'm going to select here? My virtual network gateway. वैसे भी उसका virtual network gateway मुझको दिखने वाला है क्या? He's in AWS. He's in maybe Azure somewhere else. Let's say I'm deploying this here, guys. Now I'm deploying it here. So will I see his virtual network gateway? No, he's somewhere else in some different company. So virtual network gateway. Now this is what it is, guys. Local network gateway. Okay, I see that I do not have an option to create local network gateway अलग से. Earlier we used to get option कि यहीं से बना सकते थे हम लोग, but now I don't see that option. So what do I need? I need a local network gateway. So let's see if I can create it from here.
So it's completed.
Okay. So even you will have to come here, right? But we both required one local network gateway, which I don't see that we can create it from here. So let me quickly see what can be done. Do one thing, create a local network gateway. Follow the same steps, create a local network gateway. Okay, guys, earlier I can share the previous videos, or you can watch my videos. You used to get an option to create a local network gateway, but here they have moved it, so it's okay. We will create a local network gateway separately. So if you guys are getting confused, let me explain it again. Local network gateway. I'm going back here. We created VNet. We created a VNet gateway for which we needed VNet subnet gateway. Sorry, gateway subnet. एक subnet चाहिए था उस नाम का. We did that. Now we have to create a local network gateway. Let's create a local network gateway. I've clicked on create, waiting for it to come. Here it is. So I'm creating a local network gateway. I will put it in the same. Okay, I think I'm in different subscription altogether. Local. Did you get local network gateway, Mustaqim?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's click on create. Guys, are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
Select your subscription. I think this is the one, and I created a resource group here. I'm in wrong. This one, I guess. Local network gateways. Sorry, guys. Get stuck sometimes. I'm not sure why. Okay. So I'll select the same resource group, though that is not a requirement. Region is definitely. I'll select the same region. I'll give a name. I'm calling it as UT-Kloud local network gateway. Why am I giving this name? I'm
Because it
creating
will
it in
contain the
Tsoft. I'm creating it in Tsoft, but still I want to name it as UT-Kloud.
because it will contain the information of UT-Kloud.
Yes. Now it is asking a public IP address. Do I type in my public IP address here?
No.
Okay, look at this diagram. If there are some changes, it may not work today. We'll have to repeat it tomorrow. But as per the Microsoft documentation, which I had earlier, I should have checked it today. First, here, if I am creating whose public IP I'm going to put here?
Tsoft.
Tsoft. So I need this public IP from you. So can you give me your virtual network gateway's public IP?
I just pasted in chat.
Yes. So I will create that, and let me close this. This will confuse you guys. Okay. This is his virtual network gateway's public IP. This is what I needed. I've given, he has given it to me. Now I will have to give him the same thing. Right? My virtual network gateway's public IP. Along with that, what else do I need here, guys?
Address space.
Whose address
VNet.
space?
Virtual network space. Virtual
Whose,
network.
whose virtual network gateway's address space? My
No.
UT-Kloud.
UT-Kloud.
UT-Kloud. Who's gonna give it to me?
Mustaqim.
Mustaqim, right? In the other case, the other party, whoever is there. It can happen over the Teams, emails, meetings, etc. Anything, anywhere. So this is my public IP I'm sharing with you. And I got his range of the network, virtual network. But which virtual network, guys? The one virtual network where this is hosted. His virtual network gateway is hosted. Click on create and done. And you will require the same things from me, right? The virtual network gateway. I've shared the virtual network gateway's public IP with you, Mustaqim. Did you get that?
No, I don't see.
I've shared it in the chat.
Let me check. I just got public IP.
Yes, public IP. Did you get the public IP?
Yes.
20204. That is my virtual network gateway's public IP. Okay, if you see here, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I
This
can
is
see it.
my Tsoft virtual network gateway, and I'm giving you the public IP of this one. Let it appear. It's 20.205.151.96. What else do you want? You want the address space
Address
of
range.
this.
Yeah.
Address range kiska? Where I have this virtual network
VNet.
gateway.
Yep.
On which VNet? This is on this VNet. Let's click. And now let's look for the address space for this one. So what is it? What is
I
the
think this is
address?
subnet.
What is the address space of my virtual network? Where will I get that? I
In
want,
virtual
look at
network.
this. This is my virtual network gateway. I want the address mask or address range of this virtual network gateway. Where will I get it?
In resource group, find a resource virtual network.
Okay. I can go it from here
one-
also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's taking you to the gateway subnet.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's taking me to gateway subnet. What do I have to do then? I have to look for virtual network. इसका virtual network कौन सा है वो देखना पड़ेगा मुझको.
Yeah, Tsoft.
Yes. Okay, this we are not changing anything. Fine. Let's go from here. This is the VNet we have.
Yes.
Address space. What is the address space do I have?
192.168.00.16.
And this Mustaqim will use on his screen, where he will use on that screen where we use it in local network gateway. Okay, guys, this is about to finish. Let's have one more session. We'll do the connectivity and we'll finish it without any break. Let's quickly join using the same link. It won't take more than an hour. Mustaqim, copy the IPs. They'll be gone now.
Yes.
Please join immediately, guys.